What is good, everybody? It's Big Game James, man. I'm back in the building, and guess what? We're gonna talk a little Cowboys football once again. We're gonna talk some Cowboys football once again. I've been talking about it the last couple days. You seen it on the final word. What's up, Marcus? You seen it on the final word. You seen I did a little show after they got Gilmore and then did the trade for Brandon Cooks. What's good, Chris Jenner? Get on in the building. Get on in the building. But today we're gonna talk, and I'm gonna ask you guys, and I want you to comment and call in if you can, because we are powered by JJAANN today. You can download the app from your laptop, your phone, your computer, your PC. You can jump right in here right now. I think we got a few people in the building. And basically, I'm going to be asking you guys some questions. Are the Cowboys all in? We've seen all the moves that just recently happened. A lot of us are excited in Cowboys land, but are they all in? Have you seen these moves lately? I haven't seen any moves like this lately. And man, I can't even remember. I'm gonna say, like I said, when the free agency really just started going hard, even when they got Brandon Carr, this is the first time I've seen it where it seems like this, like they're jumping all the way in and not playing around. But like I said, we're gonna ask you guys, what's your thoughts on it? What's up, C. Burleson? As y'all keep on coming in the building, they had another couple signings that just happened. We're gonna pull them up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go over all the signings right quick while I'm just got to pull it up. Tat McKinley just signed, and it's crazy because we had the show last night, right? And the first thing, somebody, I don't know, somebody in the stream asked, or somebody said something about Tat McKinley, and I was like, I don't think he's gonna be coming back. He's on a 1 year deal. I don't think he's gonna be coming back. And bam, they bring him back. But right now, as of now, this is who the Cowboys have signed, traded for, brought back in the building in the first week of free agency. And was the first time we can ever say that. We always, Cowboys fans, we're always used to wait until the third week, wait until everybody gets cut, or they wait till the last and see who is left in the barrel, as they used to say, bargain bin shopping. But first, you saw the franchise tag with Tony Pollard, traded for Stephen Gilmore for a fifth, traded Brandon Cooks for a fifth and a sixth, I believe. Reworked the contract of Tyron Smith, and it was incentive related based on basically, are you going to be on the field? Re-signed Leighton Vander Esch, LVE. That was for a very modest deal. You got back Cooper Rush on a 2-year deal. You saw what he did in Dak's absence. He played very well. Surprised a lot of people, including myself. So great for that. Re-signed special teams ace CJ Goodwin. That's kind of a no-brainer. You got to have one of those core guys. Re-signed Rico Dowdell, running back. Rico Dowdell has got some juice to him, but he just got to stay healthy. Dante Fowler was a big re-signing for me. I really love that re-signing. Tat McKinley is a good one as well. We just got to get to see him on the field, and both of those guys were Atlanta guys. So Tat McKinley, remember he had some he gave us some problems. Signed alignment Chuma Ogado. I don't know. Odago. That was a good pickup. The Cowboys wanted him like last year. We're going to try to trade for him. Didn't, and you saw they were double back. Signed Ronald Jones and long snapper Trent Say, because I think that they lost one. So, I mean, are the Cowboys all in? This is, like I said, this is the first time that I've seen it in forever, right? That the Cowboys actually are coming like this, right? We're not used to seeing it. It's been a long time since you've seen it. It's been crazy since you've seen something like this. And I mean, it's exciting. You know what I mean? It's exciting for the simple fact that you're finally seeing your team getting active. And the moves of Stephen Gilmore, as I said before, the moves of Stephen Gilmore and Brandon Cooks, those trades have been like the big ones, right? And I don't even think I said Donovan Wilson on there. That was the big one right there, getting Donovan Wilson back. Because first of all, that was the domino. Because here's how my first surprise started. That's what I was just about to say, Aaron Howard. Um, this I was, this how it first started to me because number one, I did a video and I was talking about Donovan Wilson. I seen his market value because I thought, you know what, he's probably going to leave because he had a tremendous year, 5 sacks, had like almost 100 tackles. You're thinking he's going to be gone, right? He's going to have a good market. Somebody's going to want a safety like that. He's young. You're thinking Donovan Wilson's going to be gone. They're here sign your own, but and we were hearing about negotiations. It's hitting the snack, so I'm definitely hearing, okay, he's gone. I did a video and they gave his market value, and I'm like, oh man, Cowboys can definitely make that happen. They need to try to make that happen. Then you hear about they're having problems in negotiations. Is it the market value? What's going on? And then next thing you know, bam, Donovan Wilson signed and for a good deal. So I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? So now I'm like, okay, you signed Donovan Wilson. That was my first surprise for real because I didn't think Donovan Wilson was coming back. I thought he was going, and he came back for a good deal. So that was the great thing because you're reuniting your secondary, you're solidifying your secondary with Curse, Hooker, and now you're bringing back Wilson, who's played phenomenally last year and is like a major cog now, right, within the defense. And he's versatile. Can play free or strong. Put him to the line of scrimmage. You can do a lot of great things with him. He's a hitter too. So now you're like, okay, you're feeling good about that. Then out of nowhere, because Cowboys usually always talk about showing their hand, right? And we never thought, well, we know how Stephen Jones loves those compensatory picks, and they had came up again. So, you had a couple fifths, you had a six. So we're thinking, okay, you had those 9 picks, you're gonna just take those all in the draft, and nobody's hating on those picks, but you're putting all that pressure on those rookies, and you're feeling like you're in a kind of maybe a win now mode. You just got rid of your offensive coordinator, your coach is taking over, you got the pieces. What's going on? What's up, sis? How you doing? What's going on, everybody? As you come in the building, as I said before, this today is powered by JJAANN, capital 2 J's, 2 A's, 2 N's. Download that app. All you got to do is I'm gonna give you the link. My fault. Thought I had put the link in there, but I'm gonna get this link right here and I'm gonna put it in the description, and you can check it out if you want to come in. Just go into that link, download the app, and then you can come in here live and you can tell your thoughts as we're talking about it right now. Shout out to you, Action Pal. What do you think about Brian saying they're out on Wagner? Hold on, let me post this right quick. And we'll pin that right there. I just put it up in the description if you want to hang out with Jan. What's good, 43 Flex? Let me get your question up there. Action Power with the $2 holla. Hey ho. He says, what do you think about Broadus saying they're out on Wagner? I kind of thought it already. I did a show with my guy, Mike White, from Burgers and Blizzards. We do a show, and I was already kind of thinking that from what he was saying it because they were talking about off ball linebackers. Are you really going to pay that money? And you brought LVE back. You like what he did. I'm not saying he's the savior. You got a Bobby Wagner over LVE, but I just feel like maybe that ship is just kind of sailed. You're probably just not going to do that because how they run the defense. So, but we'll see. You know what I mean? I think the asking price would have been reasonable, but you know, I'm I'm not tripping that, I would love to have Bobby Wagner here, but if he's not, I think it's okay. I think I still like Damone Clark. Hopefully Jabril Cox can step up. I think Devin Harper might be a sneaky player we want to keep our eye on. And LVE, and then you can possibly still draft one. I think my guy Thurston is joining. Let's jump on in there. What's good, King Trail? How you doing? Yeah, that's what I love, sis. They're not telling anything. There goes my guy.
Yo, what up,
What's
though?
up, big dog? How you doing?
Chilling, man. What's good with you,
I'm
boy?
chilling. I'm chilling, dog. You know what it is. You know what I'm saying? You seen what's popping. You feel me? You seen. You know what I mean? We just talked last week about hey, they started out with the Gilmore thing, and now you got the Brandon Cooks. You feel me? You re-signed Dante Fowler. They just got back Tat McKinley. How you feeling, dog? Does this feel like an all in to you? Remember we talked last week that just added some more. Does this feel like an all in?
Somewhat. I say somewhat. I still think you need some more defensive tackles, big boys. Uh, you know what I'm saying? They got to work on the middle of the offense and defensive line. There's little things that they can do to let you know what I'm saying, that they really serious. I mean, they trying. I ain't gonna say they trying. They doing their thing. It's somewhat all in, you know what I'm saying? But like I said before, you know what I'm saying, kind of be skeptical, you know what I'm saying, with what's been happening for the past couple of years, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now I'm gonna say from the in my opinion from the aspect of the Cowboys of what they think, I think this is the closest thing of all in to me. You get what I'm saying? Now I feel what you're saying about
Yeah.
getting the defensive tackle. I feel like I heard talked to my guy and they said they have reached out to Hankins and they're basically saying sign. But they're saying from his camp, he's kind of just chilling and waiting. He's an older guy. You know what I'm saying? Those guys usually wait to sign. I know the market's not going to be heavy for him, so maybe that could be it. But if they say they bring back Hankins with everybody they already have, how would you feel about that?
Oh yeah, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you can see the difference he made in the run stopping aspect of the game when they got him. So yeah, you get him and then you get another one, you know what I'm saying, play both them
Yeah,
big
yeah,
340, 350 boys in the middle at the same time, you handling business then.
yeah. I definitely feel you with that. I was saying Ashawn Robinson from the just came. Was it still the Rams or was it the Rams last year?
Yeah.
Okay,
I heard y'all last night.
yeah.
That's a good
I
one.
mean,
Yeah.
because I had been looking them up, big dog. I had been looking them up, and I was like, man. Then I went and checked out the tape. I'm like, hold up, dog. That's 6'4", 330. He 27, and you could
Yup.
squeeze that money from him. I really could, because I know Steven and Jim. They know how to handle that money. They can get you under a contract. You feel me, dog? That's one thing they can do. So I was like, if you got him and Hankins, then how would you feel then? Let's say if you got both of them guys, are you saying okay, they all in now?
Oh, we stopping run right there. We stopping the run, right? Yeah, ain't nobody get no buck 30 on us every game,
Right.
man. We stopping something
Right,
real.
right. Then it's real right here. So I got a super chat from Q Dog. Shout out for the $2 holler. He says, I want a starting guard and 2-1 techs, and I'm good. I mean, he said the same thing. Now, the starting guard could be in that draft because that's what I was kind of thinking, heading into this draft. Now you can do BPA, right? But you got to build through the trenches. We're still kind of feel like you feel you're not. I'm still kind of suspect on the line because Terrence Steele, he's still coming back from the injury. They trying to put Tyron Smith back up in there. We already know what that is. You feel me? And I mean, I don't know. I feel like you need to tap that offensive line in that 26 pick. What's your feelings on that?
Oh, most definitely. I think BPA is gonna come with offensive line. That's how it's gonna fall in the draft. You know what I'm saying? True BPA gonna get you an offensive lineman, guard, center, maybe even a tackle. So yeah, that's what we talking about BPA here. Best player available, I believe, is gonna be offensive line by the time we pick
Yeah,
26.
there's gonna be definitely a plethora. I'm not gonna say a plethora, but there's definitely gonna be some good options at offensive line at 26. It's just who is really gonna be available at that period of time. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like you can get that running back because I know they're gonna get one. We understand they're gonna get one even with the Ronald Jones signing. They're gonna still get a running back, but where they get that running back, I think that's the number one question, and that's pretty how that draft falls. So let me ask you this: everybody's been talking about it. So if Bijan Robinson falls there, and you can get a guard, and maybe a top guard is out there, what are you doing right there? Then are you getting a Bijan?
I'm going with I'm going with guard, bro, cause like, all right, first round running back, you can pretty much get the same yards in a season, same touchdowns with a third, fourth round running back. So you ain't gotta. We did that with Zeke, man, and you see what happened with Zeke. Zeke did well for it.
Mhm.
That's true. We didn't win nothing with him. We spent a bunch of money on him, and you know what I'm saying. That time came. You know what I'm saying. So why? use a first round pick on a position that's gonna wear down in 6 to 7 years. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't do that. I go offensive lineman solidify and Bijan Robinson behind a terrible line. What is he actually gonna do?
Right. I feel you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's tough because you're thinking, man, you got that type of running back, but you can, if you just really trust yourself, you can get that running back coming back on you. You know, you can get that running back later on in the draft. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to feel like I have to get him now. I had talked about it before, like I would, but now when I seen these new additions that they're doing with the team, it made me peel back and be like, nah, you know what? I don't think I really got to do that. You know what I'm saying? I really want to attack that offensive line because that running back is going to be there. You feel me? There is going to be a running back, a good enough running back that's going to be there. And I mean, you got a Moore, and hopefully you got a Tony Pollard that'll be good by then, and you'll feel good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yep. So,
I like to be honest with you, bro. I like Deuce Vaughn. You know what I'm saying? And we running that West Coast offense. That's who. You know, I know you like power back, but I really do like Deuce Vaughn. I think he'll fit perfect in the West Coast scheme. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. See, my thing is I'm not really on the power, but I like more of I want a fast shifty guy, but I feel like if we're looking at you already got Pollard, you got a Ronald Moore, but he's nothing that you're jumping up and down about. Malik Davis,
Nah.
he's good, but he's still coming in the second year. I just feel like if they're thinking about a back for the future, because I don't believe they're going to bring a Tony Pollard back. You know what I'm saying? Back on a deal. If they surprise me with that, I'll be surprised. But I don't think they're going to sign him long term. So I think they're trying to get a running back right now that's going to be somebody who can get 20 carries. So in case somebody goes down, we can kind of just put our stuff on his running back and just go with it.
Yeah, like running backs and receive. Well, I'm gonna say running backs definitely are like two guards in the NBA. You gonna find them in any round, man.
Right, for sure, yeah,
Any round you go to, and he gonna do a fourth, fifth round of gonna do the same production with a decent offensive line as a first round they're gonna do. Unless this dude is Adrian Peterson or something like that, bro, it's gonna be the same thing, man.
for sure,
So you don't have to waste a first round pick on him.
for sure. We got somebody else in the building. Hold on, Thurston. What's going on?
What's up with your big
Is
gang?
that is it Klebo?
That's it,
What's
Clevo.
going down, dog?
Clevo.
How you doing?
I'm doing great, bro.
Hey,
Good to be in here, man.
hey.
You be tripping me out, man. I be seeing you on the final word. You be tripping me out, man. But you be keeping it 100, though. You be keeping it 100. All y'all be keeping it real, but you be keeping it 100. You be saying shit they don't want to hear sometimes.
I know it don't be popular. People be going ham on me, but I just tell them how I feel, dog. I don't be trying to.
You gotta be
I just
you.
don't be trying to sugarcoat it. I
That's respect, man.
so it's good to have you on here, man. So I'm already asked you. I asked my dog Thurston on here with the moves what's been going on in Cowboys land. We haven't seen in a while. You've seen these picks. You just seen them pick up Tat McKinley today. They got the long snapper. They're really building up. Is this signifying like all into you in your opinion?
I don't think it's all in yet. I think they making some great moves. I still feel like to
Mm-mm.
me, the most I think the most important free agent that we need to sign, we still ain't got yet, and that's Hankins.
Right.
Because Hankins made a huge difference in that run game, and that little stretch we had last year, when everybody was just getting 200 yards straight and all of that. Like everybody, and I like LVE, and everybody was giving LVE. I feel like everybody gave LVE a whole lot of props for the games he didn't play. And the yardage we gave up, but what people not realizing is Hankins ain't played them games neither.
Right.
So a lot of people gave it to LVE. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love what we doing. I just feel if we could get Hankins and draft, I want to get that D tackle from Michigan, man.
I
I
don't think
think
they're
I
gonna
think
do that though, because I just know the Cowboys.
yeah,
They ain't not gonna get no defensive tackle there. I would be very surprised.
They got
I would
one
be
in
too.
Illinois. Illinois, he like 6'4", 340, and he gonna go lower, like maybe
Yeah, he might go
50
third or fourth,
range
right?
that you can look at.
Yeah,
I mean,
And you know, Illinois
yeah.
had
I
decent
like him
line.
too.
I mean, you.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like
I
him
just can't
too.
remember his name. And he from the Metroplex.
See,
Hmm.
I feel like if they go defensive, get a defensive tackle, they like getting them in the middle rounds, and because they can do it now with the people they got. And like I was telling Thurston, I feel like they're going to sign Hankins, but he's just kind of taking his time with it because he's an older veteran. He probably just don't want to sign now and push it where they got to go to camp. But I feel like I don't think it's going to be the money because they signed him in the midseason. I think he likes it here, and you know how Stephen Jones, he can work them contracts. I don't feel like it's going to be the money issue. So I know he know how to work that
Yeah.
money. So I feel like Hankins is going to be
Camp
back in the
man.
building. But we was talking like if you can add a Ashawn Robinson though, like just from me,
Oh
like if
yeah.
you added him too, then I'll be like, okay, well, I mean, I'm already from the Cowboys perspective. I think they're looking at it, they're all in because you got rid of Kellen Moore. We didn't think that was happening. You know what I'm saying? That
That's
was a
true. That's
signifying
true.
something was changing because they admitted, they said it wasn't us that wanted to get rid of him, it was Mike McCarthy. So that tells you right there was a shift and a change. And then now you see all these, what's going on right now with these trades. I mean, and you know, Brandon Cooks, after a year, he can be gone. Gilmore,
Yeah.
after a year, he can be gone. So these are kind of
Yeah.
1 year rentals. So to me, it signifies, in my opinion, from the Cowboys' perspective, we're kind of all in because we're giving you all the tools, Mike, and it's on you now. So what's good?
I guess from that perspective, I guess I was looking at it different when you say all in. I thought you meant like all in, but I mean from that perspective, I agree 100%. I thought it was more like, all right, we throwing a whole lot of money at people to be all in. I mean, I love. Don't get me wrong, I love everything we did so far. You know what I'm saying? I just want to solidify that run defense, man. That was a huge problem last year. You know what I mean? But let me ask you this, because I'm seeing all these DNs we picking up, man. I got a funny feeling, man. We gonna trade Doris Armstrong.
I
We
mean,
are.
I've
I
been
think
hearing
we
a
are
lot of
too.
people are talking about it, and he's definitely a piece now because how are you bringing the people back and what you can see he got those 8 sacks, he got the 5 the year before, then he comes back with the 8. That's going to be some hype. Somebody always needs a defensive end, and he's young. He's only like 26 years old.
Always.
Somebody always wants a defensive end, so that could be for the Cowboys' favor. Because what I was saying was once they signed Dante Fowler Jr., that's when to me it made it real expendable because Fowler is a guy who's a pass rusher to me. He's a guy that doesn't need help. He's a guy that he can come and get you one on one and he ain't like 30, 35 years old. He's like 28 years old. You
Nah.
feel me? And
Yeah, he young
You feel
too.
me? And Tat McKinley, you know what I mean? They haven't had a lot of tread lately on the tires. So and you got Williams, you got guys that can rotate and you can draft. Yeah, I would definitely say something, especially if you can get like a maybe fleece somebody for a third round or something. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. I think we could do
I was
that,
just
man.
gonna ask you, what round you think we can get for him?
Yeah, I'm thinking because he had that year last year with 8 sacks, and then the year before with 5, that may give him some juice, and somebody might be desperate and go out there. I don't know if he's worth the 3, but I think if you, from the aspect of those numbers matter, somebody might look at numbers and be desperate, boom, and try to do it. You know what I'm saying?
At least a 4.
So I don't know. We'll
Okay.
kind of see with that. So now you see what's this happening. What is your overall thoughts? What would be your kind of grade right now with the Cowboys as far as what they've done? What would be your kind of grade?
I would say right now, off season grade, I would give him I give it a B plus right now.
What about you, Thurston?
I give it a B plus.
Oh my bad.
Once they get that,
Oh
okay,
no,
go
no,
ahead.
no. Go ahead.
Now I was just saying I give it a B plus. Once they get that Hankins sign, I'm giving it an
Once we get that middle. What about you, Thurston?
Man, I give him a B. I still want, which they always neglect this position for some reason. I want a bona fide free safety that can cover end to end on the field. They neglect this part of the field. We get us a bona fide free safety, like I'm not even saying light, but something similar. Ed Reed type, bro. We
It's
gonna be
over. It's over.
missing, bro. Ridiculous. Something to
It's
cover
over.
up if a corner make a mistake. Get that, and bro, and I know it probably ain't one in this draft, but if you can get something like that, man, it'll be this defense will be crazy.
So you don't think Hooker is a guy that can do that for you?
Nah. The injuries, man. The injuries, I think
He's
them.
been healthy though. He had a career year last year. He had 61 tackles and 3 interceptions.
Yeah, but you don't see that type of free safety play on the field with him
Okay,
on a consistent down in, down out basis. You know what I'm saying?
right. Okay,
Like I know it ain't gonna it more than likely ain't gonna be another Ed Reed, ain't gonna be another Sean Taylor, but
right.
something in the mold like that. That's something like that. Dallas, if Dallas could get something like that, bro, it'd be crazy.
Yeah,
Even younger than the Eagles had last year. JJAANN.
Yeah.
When that ball in the air, he make plays. And I'm with you with Hooker. Hooker ain't the same from when he was with the Colts. It's like he
Nah,
can't get that sideline. Like a lot of them
he
deep
not
passes
Ohio
that,
State Hooker no more.
yeah, he not
yeah.
Ohio State Hooker. When he was
Yeah,
getting,
I give you that because I watched Malik Hooker. I'm out here in Ohio, so I got to see him like up close. He's good. I like Hooker. I do. I like what he has done this year, but I get what y'all
Good
saying.
like him
I get what
to
y'all
do.
saying, but he wasn't that Ohio State Hooker because when you saw that Malik Hooker, you was like, oh my God, that dude,
I
get him.
I wanted him
Yeah,
in
as
the
soon as you
draft.
saw him, you were like, get him, get him,
Get
exactly.
him.
get him.
Sell a
Yeah,
farm
like
for him.
get him now because he had that size, he had them wheels, he was just getting everything out the air. You like, oh my dog, he about to be a not a Hall of Famer, but he about to be a 10-year starter in the league. You feel me? So yeah,
Yeah,
those injuries have robbed him of a little bit of that explosiveness. You can kind of tell,
yeah.
but
But have
I
you guys noticed that? My bad.
no,
Have you guys noticed that the draft ain't really putting out that type of safety no more?
I mean,
Like you ain't seen them type of safeties in a while.
yeah, I mean.
You right.
I would say it is. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen something like that, but that just goes to show. I mean, those kind of safeties are rare out there. You know what I mean?
Dime a
They
dozen.
don't just really come around because you got to think about it. You got to have the size, the speed. You got to be able to play. A lot.
Ball
I mean,
skills.
ball skills got to be
Ball
crazy. Like
skills,
that's the real
yeah.
thing. Ball skills. So you got to be able to cover ground. I mean it's a lot.
Hit.
It's a lot of guys that can
But
really do that.
it should, my bad to cut
No,
you
you
off, but it
good.
should be a lot easier when you got the two corners that we got now.
Right.
Because I don't understand last year, a lot of times when Anthony Brown was getting, or the times he got beat over top, I'm like, why the hell he ain't got no safety help, man? Why is it one on one? And you see Malik Hooker be shaded a little bit more towards big side. I'm like, yo, what the hell is going on? I don't know if that's the play call or what, but
I think
he
they
is
really
fucked up.
believed in Anthony Brown, and they thought they could leave him out there on the island, and he's gonna be all right
I know
because of the speed.
I know they love some Anthony Brown. I know they definitely believe in him because they did leave him in one-on-one coverages. You know what I mean? But kind of paid for it. But like you said, now we have a guy who's real clean, and you're not really gonna say you have that issue. To me, I don't have no problem with Anthony Brown coming back if he's healthy. You probably don't. You probably
I hate it,
why?
bro. He burnt toast out there, bro. Bro, y'all seen it, man. Y'all, and he can't track the
But for
ball.
depth,
50-50 ball, the receiver catching it.
for depth though, big dog, you wouldn't even bring him back for depth. He don't have to be a starter. He
No,
coming off
I
the bench,
start Izzy for depth.
huh?
I play Izzy before I play him.
Okay, for sure.
Real
But what
talk,
about
man.
injuries though?
I mean, that's
What
what
about
you got
Jerry
Nate
Lewis, Big John?
White, boss man, fat for.
Oh man, I don't even know if he's gonna make the squad. I'm being real serious.
Nah.
I don't even know.
He might not.
You know what I mean? But Nashawn Wright, we got Nashawn Wright. He's still. I think they'll give Nashawn Wright a chance. In my opinion, I think they have a longer leash with a Nashawn Wright because when he came in, he played really hard when he came in, and he's still 6'4" and he got them long arms, and I think they would still try that because Izzy is like the same size. He's like 6'4" and got them long arms as well. I don't think they would just throw Nashawn Wright. I think they'll give him a chance and let him kind of stay on the roster because they like that size.
I'm gonna tell you why I like boss man fat over Nashawn Wright. Cause that boy lips is black as midnight, so you know he out there. You know he out there, man. You know he a dog, man. You know he come from the hood. He a dog.
Yeah, he's definitely hood. There ain't no.
They need to
Come
try him
on,
at
man.
There
safety.
ain't no.
That's what I
They
want.
say he plays safety too. They say they play safety too. They need to try him at
I
safety, man.
mean,
Free.
but you know what? My thing is like this. I mean, I'm
They
sorry.
can't hurt to try him, man.
I'm sorry. I don't
Training
know.
camp,
I
it
don't
can't
know if
hurt.
he's ever gonna get it right, upstairs as far as taking it serious. And I think that's the only thing stopping him. I seen the talent on the field when I went to camp. I got to look at it up close, and I was like, man, the dude has talent. But I just don't know if he's serious about football, dog. Like I just don't feel like he is.
Nah, he ain't.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like
He ain't mature
he
enough,
using
man.
that money for football and sports to fund everything else. This football money can take care of my rap. It can.
Starting the
Yeah,
label.
dog. I mean, it's real. I got football money. I got real money. You know what I'm saying? Most of these rappers that come in the game ain't coming in with money like that, right? They need help. They need, borrow things.
That's true.
I got money already, so I don't got to worry about that. I can fund my own, my label, my music, everything. Dog, Cole Beasley was doing it.
Oh.
Cole Beasley.
That boy was trash.
Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley. Hey, he was using that money to fund that career, though. You know what I'm saying? That's that good football money came in handy. You know what I'm saying?
He could buy chains and Lambos and stuff.
You
look
know
good in the video.
Like this is real. I got real money. So when he holding up his money, dog, that's real money. I really got real money.
This ain't trap money.
This legit money I'm throwing up here right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you crazy, bro.
But yeah, man. So I'm just I'm excited about what's going on here. I'm excited. I'm wondering, like, is there going to be any more moves? You got this little bit of money left over, and I know they want to probably carry some money over because they want to. I wonder if what do y'all really feel like is going to happen with Trevin Diggs? Do you think that he is really going to be resigned from, especially what you've seen now? Do you really think they may really resign him?
Nope. It's the game they play. He gonna.
Who was that? My bad.
Trevin Diggs.
Who y'all talking about?
Trevin Diggs.
Trevon Diggs?
Yeah, do you think the Trevon Diggs? You think they're gonna?
They blown me, man.
He gone.
He should have been already.
I thought this the game the Cowboys play, especially. I'm gonna tell you, if they draft a corner this year and that corner look like he gonna be something, that boy gone. Especially he trying to outprice himself.
Well, they may look at, they got Deron Bland too, but Gilmore is only going to be like a rental. He's only going to be like a 1-year rental. I don't think they're going to re-sign him after next year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but imagine another DB they get in this year's draft, right? And his play is good. He younger and he cheaper. So instead of signing Diggs to what, let's say, I'm just gonna say 20 mil a year. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna play this kid because this kid playing and don't let that kid get more interceptions.
Right.
I'm gonna play this kid. He younger and cheaper, and then we'll start it all over again if he get big headed and he want 23 million. That's how Baby Nuts gonna play the game with him.
Yeah, I mean
that's how they play. Because if you think about it, when was the last time Cowboys re-signed one of their star players without it being a franchise tag or a holdout or any kind of discrepancy? They don't never do that.
Yeah, you right.
I can't remember the last one they signed.
But
they should have been signed Trayvon.
Yeah, you right. But that asking price is gonna be crazy, dog. Like he gonna be asking for.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I said, when I think I said this last year, I said between Diggs, CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Parsons, I was saying out of those three, I said Michael Parsons would be the only one getting a deal. You know what I'm saying? I said it would only be.
Ain't no way. I'm signing Parsons early.
Yeah.
To get him
next year.
Yeah.
Next year.
Yeah.
Right? I don't give a damn if you got 2 years left on your deal. We finna get this.
Yeah.
Because the longer you wait, you just building up our
yeah,
place, and that's why they keep making.
Because I'm telling you, this next year, and he done already said. I just seen him on the interview. I just seen him say, "Well, I've already, my first 2 years, I was learning and this and that, but this third year I should be crazy." That's what he said. This third year I should just be crazy. Now, if he's saying that and he's feeling that in his own bones, dog, that's bad for Cowboys as far as that money, because he gonna be the highest paid he gonna be the highest paid
defensive player
defensive
in
player in the
history.
history.
But you know they going
In the
they gonna
history.
try. But you know they gonna try and hit him with that you a
Oh
linebacker
yeah, they
shit.
gonna play him. They don't they
They gonna
They,
try to.
bro, they can try that all they want to. You know
It
what
ain't
he
gonna
gonna
work.
say? All right, let me walk. I bet
Nope.
you all the other teams give me that same money. Now what you gonna do?
yeah. That's gonna
They can play that game
That's
then.
gonna be
He just
interesting,
gotta hold out.
and you know he's heavy on social media. He's heavy on social media, so
Yeah,
he
he
gonna be talking
is.
about it. You feel me? He ain't gonna just be quiet. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? He gonna be like, "This is what for real. This is what they really did. This is what they." He go.
And
He,
they gonna try to use your social media
that's what
presence
I'm
to be like, this is why we can't.
See
We gotta
There you
now,
go.
see,
negotiate,
listen,
make it
listen,
better
listen,
for us.
listen. See, check this out. Check this out. It's good you said that, Thurston, because I had made a post, right, and some people came at me like, "Oh, that's fake." So I got a homie when I do this burgers and blitzes, right? He be giving me inside scoops, and he be having inside scoops, right? So he gave me a breakdown of Trevin Diggs, C.D. Lamb, and Michael Parsons, how they were talking in the streets about contracts and why they wouldn't do it. So he gave reasons, right? And they gave the reason for Michael Parsons, which is what it was said was Michael Parsons, that social media presence is real strong. We don't know if we really want to give you that money because you talk a lot on social.
Immature.
Yeah, they said the maturity level, right? So I had a couple people like, "Oh man, this ain't real. This ain't real." I'm like, "Bro, my dude ain't gonna say nothing like that ain't real." And he had like the names, like Clarence Watkins. Like these are the guys that had the names underneath them. So I'm like, I ain't gonna put nothing like that on my page, and that stuff ain't real. You feel what I'm saying?
It's
They're
real.
like, "Nah, man,
It's 100%
they ain't saying
real.
that about Parsons." I'm like, "Yeah, they are. They're gonna say that about him. If he's talking like that on social media, they're gonna use that against him instantly."
But
Yeah.
if they did it to Dez Bryant, they definitely gonna do it to him. Dez Bryant was a hometown, homebred guy. If they did it to him, they definitely gonna do it to Parsons. Let's not think they won't.
Yeah,
Come on, man. Yeah, that's the game they
yeah,
play. They do it to everybody. Look what they did to DeMarcus
yeah.
Lawrence.
My
Right.
man.
Prove it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you know what? I'm gonna keep it real. I would have said that too, DeMarcus Lawrence. Prove it, cause he ain't proved it.
True.
I would
True.
have did the same thing to D
That's
Law.
it.
Prove it, cause I don't think you. Cause hey, I agree. I agree with Baby Nuts on this when he said it ain't like you commit Khalil Mack. You ain't no Khalil Mack. I agree with him on that one. You ain't no Khalil Mack, dog. So I felt maybe that's what he said. You ain't no Khalil Mack, dog. I can't just throw you, man.
He
Yeah,
was right
he
about
was
that
right on that one. Yeah.
one. He was right on that one.
We all knew
That,
that. Y'all saw
Yeah.
you
that.
feel
They reached for him in the draft, in my opinion.
yeah, I was like,
Right.
oh my god,
Right.
because he ain't had a 10-sack season since that contract. Feel me?
I like
Hey,
I
let
like
me
D
ask
Law.
y'all
I
a
like
real
D Law for the
question.
run defense.
Yeah,
Go ahead, my bad. Go ahead, sir.
Let me ask y'all a real question, bro. Like I was hearing earlier that the Cardinals, they can't get no second round for Hopkins, so they gonna take a fifth and a six. They'll take a fifth and a sixth round for him right now. Would y'all give up a fourth round and say I grab him too?
hell yeah, for a
Hell
fourth
yeah.
because
I give up a fourth and Gallup for him.
Gallup.
True.
Yeah, I give up Gallup
True.
and a fourth for him. And you still could
But
draft a
look,
receiver.
If
now they asking for a fifth and a sixth, just like we gave up
now it,
for
Yep.
now if
Chris.
you just gave up a fourth, I'd be cool because I look at the history of our fourth round draft picks. Our fourth round draft picks are of making the team. Anytime you get the mid round picks from fourth on and you get a good player coming back, man, buy pick. I'm giving up them picks. A fifth, a sixth, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, a seventh. All them picks gone. You can take them all, take all them
I
picks
agree.
and give me a dog. Especially if they talking about giving B Hop for a fourth, bruh, sign me up yesterday.
That's a no
Mhm.
brainer right there. I definitely do
You
that.
know what I'm saying? Like I
Yep,
dog.
that's what I've been hearing in Arizona. Now they willing to take a fifth and a sixth for him.
That would
Yeah, I heard that too. I just moved out here, so yeah, I heard that too and shit.
oh, you out in Arizona?
Yeah, I just moved out here, man. I was hoping the Cowboys were gonna be in the Super Bowl this year, man. I was
Ah,
man down for that shit. I moved out here in December, man. I was
I
just
thought he
hoping
was.
they was
I
gonna be
thought
in the
he was
damn
in
Super
fifth.
Bowl.
that's nice.
Right?
That's nice being out there. I got a homeboy. He lives out there too. He said he loves it out there. He moved out there and he ain't came back.
I love it out here too. I'm from DC originally, man, but Just moved out here like with the family in December, man. This shit beautiful out here. I ain't going back there. I've been out here visiting a few times, but this home now and shit.
He said this home now, for real, for real. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. So they
But shit, I'll definitely
Yeah.
make that ride to Vegas next year though for the Super Bowl.
right,
Shit.
right. And that's
Hey,
right
that's
around the
what
corner.
I'm trying to retire at in Vegas. Real talk.
Hey.
My girl just came back from Vegas. She went out there for a wedding with her niece, and she was out there 5 days. She loved it. I've been out there a few times, but I just was catching
Mhm.
red eye flights. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to fly, so I used to just
Yeah.
fly back and forth. I couldn't really just kick it, and she just went out there and she loved it. And I'm like, man, dog. And I done had too many of my peoples done went out there and kicked it and had a good time. I'm tired of them all done did it, and I'm just like, dog, it's my time. You know what I'm saying? It's my,
Bro, you
Well, shit,
gotta
well,
do it.
shit, shit. Hopefully next Super Bowl. You know that's the Super Bowl, man. We all be down there next year for the Super Bowl,
they
man.
need to do something, dog, because we need to get back there. But I like the way they headed. If there's any time for
Me
them to
too.
say this is the best time, because this is what I look at it too, fellas. The last 2 years we had talent, right? Our last 2 years we should have beat San Francisco. It was just bad coaching, bad play, etc. It's not like we could compete now. Obviously, when Tony Pollard, this is what I felt. You guys probably felt this way too. As soon as Pollard got hurt, I was like, "Oh, it's over." That's what my first thought was. The game was over once I seen Pollard.
Mhm.
I'm like, "We ain't got nobody now. They're gonna just load up. It's just gonna be a
Yeah.
problem." So that's what I just kind of felt. But I felt like we still could have banged and won with them because we had enough talent. Now you add this to the pot and you didn't really lose. You feel me? What did Dallas really lose?
Really
You
shit.
lost Dalton Schultz and Zeke Elliott. Yes, I understand that. But you haven't really lost. You are more winning. You
Nah.
brought more back and you actually brought the talent back. Because too many times I've seen it where they lose the talent and they don't really replenish it in free agency and they wait for the draft. Now they're actually replenishing the talent ahead of time when you've only really lost maybe a couple guys, but you brought back seven. You re-signed 7 guys from your roster from last year.
Yeah. And let me speak on that too, man. Look, I'm 48, man, so I've been around it since the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Super Bowls and all that. And that was the last time I honestly say I'm gonna die hard, but that's the last time I was honestly saying, "Oh, we gonna win the Super Bowl next year," and I felt confident about it. I ain't never said that up until this year, and the reason I said it is because 2 years ago we went 12-5, and instead of improving our team, we got rid of our best receiver.
Right,
We got rid of Cedric
right,
Wilson. You know, we let go of
right,
Tyler. We didn't
right,
improve our team. So last year, going into the season, I'm like, I didn't think we was gonna make the
right,
playoffs. So we did a great job. I think that was, and I think Mike McCarthy deserved a lot more credit than what he be getting. But this year we go 12-5, and then we, like you said, we got rid of Kellen Moore. So it ain't no more Jason Garrett, nothing around.
mm-hmm,
I really ain't a Dalton Schultz fan. I think
I
he's good for what he brought.
right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying? Like he's just somebody who a possession tight
right,
end, which is cool. But I want one of them athletic
right,
tight ends who can block
right,
and make something happen after he get the ball. You know what I'm saying? Then we solidify two of our weakest positions from last year: our number 2 receiver
right,
and our number 2
right,
corner. You know what I'm saying? So like I keep harping, if we bring back Hankins, and like you said, if we can get Hankins and Ashawn, man, this is the first time in a long time I'm screaming like I feel like all right, I'm willing to say all right, we going to Super Bowl this year. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say it confident. You know.
Well, I ain't gonna say we're going to Super Bowl. I ain't drinking that kind of Kool-Aid yet. You know what I'm saying?
no,
I ain't drinking that kind.
no,
That's a Kool-Aid. I'm not
no.
gonna drink yet. I'm gonna go ahead. You drink all that Kool-Aid you want. I'm gonna chill right here, and I'm not gonna
I'm
say I'm
joking,
not gonna
bro.
say those kind of things right now.
More than likely, it'll be the one in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Yeah,
that's how Jerry wanted it.
yeah. I mean,
That's next year.
well,
So this
That's
coming
what
up
I'm telling you.
season.
This coming up year. That's what I'm telling. That's why I said we can all meet in Vegas next
well.
year.
Hey,
That's what I'm telling
hey.
Hey,
Hope he see
that
it.
that's the main thing for
Hey,
Jerry.
well, I hope he see it. You know what I'm saying? I got a $5 holler from Q Dog, and this is what he was talking about. Parsons is crazy enough to negotiate in the media. The Joneses don't want that. The price starts at TJ Watt at 30 mil. 40 mil is what Parsons will want. I mean, he ain't lying about that negotiating in the media. He'll definitely negotiate in the media. He'll definitely talk about what he gonna want on Twitter, and he's gonna let everybody know. Oh, if this dude is getting that, oh, I definitely should be getting this. You could definitely hear
Right.
Michael Parsons saying, "Oh, I definitely should be getting that." But to your point,
And then somebody else gonna get paid before he do probably this year. That's gonna boost the money
right,
up.
right, and
Right.
especially if he go crazy. But to your point, Clebo, what you were saying, I agree with that point when you were talking about when we were 12-5 the year before, we let too much talent walk out the building and we didn't replenish it. When you lost Amari Cooper for the fifth, you weren't replenishing the talent that you walked out the building that helped get you that 12-5, and was a difference maker. You get what I'm saying? Now at this 12-5, you actually hit the spots that you needed, and now you don't have to go into the draft feeling like, oh, we got to draft a receiver. Oh, we got to go get a corner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got to go get this. We got to go get a safety. We don't have to reach now because you had the team and then you added to it because you needed that number two. Now you got a bona fide threat. You needed a corner opposite of Diggs, so you were it solidified that back end. So when you're going into this draft, and I want to ask you, Clevo, like I asked Thurston, where do you think they go in the 26th pick now? Where would you go?
Where I think they will go, I told you where I would go. I would go D tackle,
Okay,
but I agree with you. They're not gonna go D
right.
tackle. If they not gonna go D tackle, if my man Nolan, what's my man Russia for
Oh,
Georgia,
Nolan
Nolan
Smith.
Smith,
Uh huh.
I think they're gonna go him. If they don't go him, they're gonna go offensive tackle.
Yeah, I'm.
And I wouldn't mind offensive tackle neither.
No, me neither.
As long as he could play more than one position though.
Yeah,
If he could play the guard and the tackle, I like an offensive tackle pick.
yeah, I'm cool with the position flexing. I'm cool with an offensive lineman. You get what I'm saying? Now I feel you with the D tackle, but the only thing I'm worried about with D tackle, just like what they're talking with a tight end, them D tackles, dog, they got to take time to develop. It's hard for them big boys to come in and kind of dominate. You get what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
And get them real reps like you really want. So that would just be my fear, and I feel like that's one of the reasons why they'll be like, we're kind of going to go chill on that, and we can get a D tackle later. That's why I feel like they don't kind of go that route. I want to get now offensive linemen because I want to solidify them trenches. Now, I feel what you're saying on
Yeah.
the defensive side. I want to do that too, but I don't think they're gonna do that. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
they want to get a big boy, I don't think they would do that because they're worried about is this going to develop? Because I mean, you've seen so many of these big boys come in, and just look at like the Brown kid that's at the Panthers. He's just now starting to develop, and it's like year 3. You
Yeah.
feel me? Like, and he was like a top first
That's
rounder.
true.
You know what I mean? Those big boys, they
That's
take
true.
when they develop, they dogs. But if you're trying to be an all in now, that's where I wonder.
Yeah, you
You know what
right.
I'm saying? That's where I wonder is that really a pick? Whereas you can get that offensive line, solidify that because I'm still suspect on Terrence Steele. I don't know if he's going to be ready. They're trying to put
Me
Tyron
too.
Smith back at
Yeah.
tackle. We really want that.
I don't really
Neither
want to
do
do
I.
that.
I want to keep
Yeah.
Tyler Smith at guard. Keep that man at guard. I'm sorry. Keep Tyler Smith at tackle. You know what I mean? That's his position
Mm-hmm.
now. You feel me? So it's still in flux. I feel like you got to get a go-to guy right now that can, like you said, position flex, go either side, guard or tackle, so you can kind of keep that line of pushing. You know what I mean?
I would rather, honestly, too, if still ain't ready, and I don't know who else we got. Walesko. I don't know how Walesko. How was Walesko looking in camp last year? Because I mean, I was just hearing, but he was always dealing with that shoulder injury. So, but the way they be hyping him like he was good. So I don't know.
I don't really know. I think he's probably a career backup, in my opinion. I just feel like he might
Oh
not be
wow.
physical enough to really do that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if he's that type of guy that's really going to be able to come in there and do that. You know what I mean? I think I got my guy. I
Okay.
think I got my guy in the building who's in here. Stay on here. Don't go anywhere, Clebo.
Okay.
Coach Mar, come in the building, man. But yeah, man. So, well, like I said, well, let's go. I think he's like a career backup. I don't think he's a guy that's going to be they're really going to be dependent on him coming in and being a starter. I just don't think he's physical enough. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if his position flex is
Okay.
going to be good enough, but we'll see. Now, I was asking, just the chat room, and I'm going to ask the chat, if Bijan Robinson is there though. If he's there at 26, you know what I mean? And you got them guys around. Are you gonna do that? You know what I mean? are you doing that?
I'm going. I'm
You
doing that.
doing that? T-
I'm
well,
doing
tell me
that.
why.
I'm doing that because I feel like I don't think Pollard gonna be here next
Me
year, the
neither. Yeah,
following
I
year.
agree. I agree.
And everybody we signed. I mean, like everybody else, like Ronald Jones, he might not even make the team. He might just
Right,
be a training camp
right, right,
guy. You know what I
right.
mean? So I feel like Bijan is that all around back. I don't know how good his blocking is, but I know he's that all around back. That dude's special, man. I think he's gonna be special, and I think it's gonna be like the same situation, just like what they doing with all running backs, man. Just get that 50th option and then go test free agency after that. Don't sign no second contract, man. But I think if I do that second pick, I'm definitely going offensive lineman.
Yeah, I definitely feel you like that because it is gonna be there. Now I got a $5 offer for my dog Q Dog. Said Bobby Belt said on 105 The Fan this morning, Cowboys will have Tyler start at left tackle and Tyron being the swing, and they're looking for a left guard in free agents or the draft. Okay, that's a good thing.
Oh, that's
I'm gonna tell
good.
you right now. I listen to what Bobby Belt says because I mess with Bobby Belt. You know what I'm saying? I had him on my show, you know what I mean, before he even jumped on the fan, way before he even got some fame. I had him on about two or
Okay,
three of my shows. And the first time I had him on show was actually like about 3 years ago, was when DeMarcus Lawrence was trying to get re-signed, and he was telling me all about the deal and giving me all the scoop. And so I was like, man, this dude be having the info. Now he's like on there
okay,
so anything he says, dog, is real. So I believe anything he say because he
it's
yeah,
real.
he gets
Okay,
real knowledge. So now that makes me feel better. We were just talking about it, right? So great knowledge, great, good shout out
yeah,
right there. We got to keep Tyler Smith at tackle, dog. He's gonna be an all pro there, in my opinion. Right?
yeah. I think so too. I mean, I think so too.
You know what I'm saying?
And like you were saying, I'd rather if Steel can't start the season, I'd rather have somebody else because I didn't like not Tyler, Tyron at right tackle last year, man. Ever since Steel got hurt, man, our run game was
Right,
terrible, man.
right, right. You know,
We couldn't run the ball no more. Tyron Smith, it's like he can't run block no more.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he can't run. It's just that injuries, dog. You feel me? He just
Yeah,
it's
that's what I'm
it's
saying.
continued to
Yeah,
zap out that athletic ability. I mean, you can only get injured
yeah,
so many times every single year and
yeah,
think, okay,
yeah,
it's not you're bro. You haven't been healthy since like 2016. The injuries are going
yeah,
to take a toll on you where you can't move like you want, dog. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
And you're getting older every year.
right, right. He's
Shit.
like what
Ain't
31, I think now. So
31,
he
yeah.
ain't a young 31 because you see them offensive linemen, they can play for a long time, but he ain't no young
Like
31.
38.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. He ain't playing to no 38, dog. You is not gonna make it to 38. You feel me?
He's already close to he's close to his
You know what I'm
38
saying?
right now.
He's 30. His 31 is 38 right now. So you know what I'm saying. When you 32, you
Exactly.
40. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
But I definitely take him as a hell of a swing
Hell
tackle
yeah.
though. I definitely. So his contract, incentive contract, is it based off of playing time or games played?
Playing time and games played, but more so playing time more than anything. So I think that's what they're going to see.
Damn.
But I mean, hey, he's been a good soldier with the contract, dog. He done looked out. So money must not be like he said. He said back in the day, money wasn't
Yeah,
he didn't care about money. He said money wasn't a big thing,
yeah.
and he ain't lying, dog, because he just be chilling. Like he don't be tripping off the money, dog.
He do.
You know what I'm saying? Coach Marv, I'm
Did
trying
it
to
sound like an eight-year contract or something?
I'm like, he's saying his first time he came in with a 10-year contract. You know what I mean? And the contract
10-year contract,
and
yeah.
the contract they gave him, it was like friendly for the Cowboys, and everybody's like, what? He signed that contract, and he's
Yeah.
like one of the top guys. I'm trying to bring you in, Coach Marvin. I got you up there, but I see you in the building, but you got to click where I can bring you in so I can get you in here because we almost about to end up in the show, and I want you to be able to get you in here. You know what I'm saying? Because I see you in the building, but I can't add you in.
Is he in the app?
Yeah, make sure you got the app.
Is he in the
Yeah,
app?
that's what I'm about to ask you. Make sure you are in the app. Download the app if you haven't. Capital 2J's, 2A's, 2N's. Go into the app. I got the link. Go right into the app. It should be able to take you right in. I'm gonna post the link.
And tell him to I had to click in because I was having troubles at first. I had to click in have a drink or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
if you want to have a drink.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Click in, have a. Do you want to have a drink? When you click in, have a drink, it's gonna allow you to come in, and then you can either show your face or you can not. Rather show your face if you like. You know what I mean? But that's how you do it. Make sure you click go have a drink because that's what they want you to do. Have a drink. So we're powered by JJAANN. You know what I mean? Have a good drink. So man, I don't know, dog. I ain't gonna lie. It's been I've been it feels good to be in the NFL streets as a fan, right? And we're always hearing everybody else, you know what I'm saying, coming in and bringing all these people in, and Dallas don't never do it. It feels good for the first time to hear Dallas actually finally, you know what I'm saying, actually doing it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Like we came to the party early this
Yeah,
time.
it's like we
You
we
know what
we actually have can sit there and have a good time and talk about it. You know what I mean? We ain't sitting there like, man, look at this team, they just signed them, and look at this team, they just signed them, and look at them, they just signed that. Oh, we're gonna have to bargain shop again. Like, cause I got tired of hearing that every year, dog. I get tired of hearing it every
Me
year, and
too.
I get tired of seeing it.
Me
But I
too.
get tired of hearing it because you hear it nothing but on Twitter. You hear everybody complain about it. It's like, man, dog, I don't want to hear it no more. Please, just make some kind of move so they can stop saying the same thing about you every single year.
If we feel like that, man, how the hell the players feeling?
Right. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
You
saying?
know what I mean?
If I was on that team, man, I'd be like, what the fuck around? Like we this close to the Super Bowl. Like let's get some help in this joke,
Well,
man.
you
Like
see what's hey, the young stars started saying it. You know what I mean? CD Lev's like, hey,
yeah,
can we just get one guy, you know what I'm saying? One guy over the top.
right,
Michael Parsons like, damn, he just signed over here now. Come on, dog. Like, you know,
right,
Micah ain't gonna be quiet.
right.
You feel me? Micah gonna say it.
Mike, he ain't gonna bite his tongue for nobody.
No, he is not gonna bite his tongue. All right, we finally got you in the building. What's up, Coach Marv?
Can you hear?
Can I hear you? What's up, Coach?
What's going on,
What's
man?
going on with you, Coach? We're finally in the building.
Man,
How you doing?
man, I'm good, man. I had to get on, man. I'm. What's going on,
Hey,
bro?
hey,
What's up, Coach? I hear you all the time. My bad, big
no,
game. I
no,
hear you
no.
all
Go
the
ahead. You
time on
good. You
balls and
good.
everybody say, man. I be hearing your intellect and your words, man. Just want to give you much respect, bro.
Yeah, man. Much respect to you too, man. I'm not no technical person no more, man. So, but I had to get on because my man,
Me
Big
neither.
Game, man, I always say I won't get on there and talk to him, man. Uh, uh, you know something, man. Y'all, a couple things y'all brought up, man. Michael Parsons, man. When is the collective bargaining agreement up?
I gotta find that out. I gotta find that out.
Because that's going to be very key to these guys who coming up with contracts in the next couple of years. Because a lot of guys ain't gonna want to take long term deals because they want to be a part of that new money.
Right, right. That's the trend.
Right,
I mean,
right.
that's the
Yeah,
trend
so
right there.
that's a very important thing because and you're gonna start seeing the contracts be a little shorter in the next couple of years if it's close that the players have an out. I think the players got an out after 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
So if the player's gonna take an out and they're gonna bring it back to the table, you're gonna see contracts be a little shorter because you don't want a contract to roll over into that
Mm-mm.
that period of time when we negotiating because the players on the player side they say we might be losing money, and on the owner side they might be losing money based off how they win the negotiations.
Right.
So uh, I just I think that's gonna be key with these guys coming up. And the other thing, man, y'all talk about the draft, man. The Cowboys, to me, the Cowboys are going all in. Reason why I say they're going all in is because next year we thought we had some free agents that we need to sign. Next year we're gonna have a slew of guys that we're gonna have
Yeah.
to sign.
Right.
So it's almost the saying if we don't win it, it's gonna cost us a lot of
Right.
money to get back in this place
Right.
that we in now
Mm-hmm.
because all your safeties, except for Donald, and Donald was on a 2 year deal basically. All your safety, Hooker, Curse, last year the deal. Fowler, last year the deal. Dorrance Armstrong, last year deal. D Law, last year his deal. So it's a lot of guys on their last. Tyron Smith, last year's deal. I think this was a deal to say I want to have one more run at it, and if it don't work, then I'm gonna walk out the door. And I'm not too careful that Zach Martin ain't close to walking out the door either, because I don't see him playing for no 15, 16 years
Right,
either.
right.
So uh offensive tackle, when I heard that news about Tyron had, I think Jerry would be real honest with Tyron. I think that relationship is a real honest conversation. So I'm quite sure Tyron asked the question, "Am I going to start?" I'm quite sure if they're right with their reports that Jerry told him that he was going to be a swing tackle
Mm-hmm.
and he was going to be that guy that's going to help if Steele doesn't come back right off the bat,
Mm-hmm.
right? So getting a tackle now, if Tyron said he's going to be a swing tackle, we must get a tackle or guard in this draft to play. That's the first round draft pick. If Tyron's gonna play, but if he's gonna say he's gonna devote himself to be more of a swing tackle, then you got to get a guard tackle at pick 26 without no doubt.
Yeah, I mean,
That you're almost locked into that now.
I mean, I
You know because you don't have a starter. You don't have a starter at tackle, and you got the swing tackle probably locked down, but you don't have a starter at tackle. If you want to leave Tyron Smith out there at tackle, you don't have a starter at guard. The guy they brought in is not going to be a starter.
right, right, yeah.
So
Nah,
Nah,
he
he's
so
not.
you
And we still don't know how Steele gonna come back,
and
bro.
you don't know
right.
how Steele, and that's why they might have said we need to sign Tyron at a deal to be a swing tackle because we are preparing that Steele does not come back at full force right off the bat. But Tyron, you're not going to be the left tackle. We're moving on. We're making this offensive line younger. But if you want to stay, let's do a reduced role. And then if you have to play, you'll get paid because you'll meet all your incentives. So we're gonna have you a reduced tackle. We're not gonna pay a swing tackle all that money. But if you play, you'll make the money back.
yeah.
For we'll pay you like a
I
starter.
mean,
So if you on the field, you'll get that money. So Tyron probably said okay. So yes, low key they have if they get a tackle or a guard in this draft, fellas, low key they're gonna rebuild the offensive line, and all the offensive line is young.
right.
Yeah,
They did it on a small, quiet tip, but that whole offensive line. Then you're only looking at Zach Martin as your long-standing person, and you got to think about maybe drafting a guy maybe in the fifth or fourth round. Maybe you might hit on somebody that got to be looking at Zach Martin's spot.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? But this is what I say. You kind of maybe hit it on the head with the. I think this is the telling thing that's saying Terrence Steele is not going to be ready because they went and re-signed Tyron Smith and gave him an incentive contract based on playing time. So that to me says Terrence Steele is not going to be ready. And they played him at right tackle last year. He wasn't bad in their opinion. So now we're going to keep Tyler Smith at left tackle. So now you can go back and be the right tackle until Terrence Steele comes back. I feel like that's what it's
There
going to
you
be.
go.
And that's where he can make his money. And that's
There you go.
without them telling all of us, they're saying Terrence Steele ain't going to be ready, no matter how good he's
And that's why they say they're not going to negotiate with Terrence Steele till what,
right,
December. They're not going.
yeah,
They got to. You got to let that play out a little
right,
bit, and they're not really taking a big chance because they're in the NFL history. People who got tendered and other teams that went and signed them is maybe it may be about one or two guys of all the guys that got tendered. The team when they say, okay, you got a second round tender, we're gonna sign to a contract because this is why you don't do that. If you throw massive money out to him, you're not gonna throw no wave money, but you throw a good contract out to him, and then they say the Cowboys match it. That hurts your negotiation with the next person you're gonna try to
right,
negotiate with, because you say, okay, you offer that guy that
right,
money,
right.
right?
yeah.
So anytime a team offer money, they got to sign the guy because if they're offering money and it gets out there and the player turns down, like when y'all see when players go on visits and they offer them a contract, if they make it public and the player turn them down, if they still looking for that position, the next person want that money
Right.
Yeah, the same amount.
because they
Yeah,
know you got
Right.
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And to your
So
point, Coach, in the past you might have had somebody pick up that tender or whatever, but I doubt if it was anybody coming off an ACL injury. You know what I mean?
Right, and that yeah, that tended yeah, they coming off of ACL, and their thing is that they're not going to do, and they're going to sign Terrence. I mean Steele, but I don't think Steele going to get. He's gonna get a decent contract. He's gonna get treated like what Collins got. Remember when Lyle Collins came in as an
Yeah,
undrafted free
yeah,
agent? They brought him
Mm-hmm.
in, but the promise was if he started, they were gonna rip up his contract before he got through that tender, and they gave him a modest deal.
right,
Then they gave him another bigger deal after that.
right,
But they made him feel comfortable. He wasn't getting right tackle
right,
money, but he was getting more, about 6 or 7 mil in his first
Mm-hmm.
right,
contract.
right,
But then they gave him 10 mil, and 10 mil still wasn't big money for right tackles when he got his last
right,
contract.
right,
But that just, when you come in as undrafted free agent, man, you behind the 8 ball, you'll never catch up.
right,
That's
Yeah.
just how the league
right,
is. Because they could listen, they could keep Terrence Steele on contract this year and tender him again next year.
right. Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
they could.
So, that's the way. So that's why it's very important that these players when they come in, when they going through this draft thing, man, that they really take it seriously because if players lose money because they're acting like a fool and they get out of the first round and they drop down, that money can never be regained.
Yeah, especially
You losing
especially
money
in the
that you lost
NFL,
forever.
especially in the NFL,
That's right.
because the NFL money is different than
Yeah.
that NBA. Because the NBA money is longer money, and that baseball money is longer money. The
Yeah,
NFL
longer
money
than
it
that.
ain't as long, and your career ain't as long. So you got to get what you can get now. You cannot afford to make up slip ups in the NFL because the injury thing is just too great for you really to play those kind of games in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Especially with contract. But my dog, Q Dog, said, Coach, that the agreement started in 2020 and ends in 2030. So the agreement ends in
Right. And
2030.
it's maybe usually on those deals it's probably for 10 years, but it's probably a out when you get close to
Right,
if there's some dramatic change in revenue, which there's going to be some dramatic
right,
change. And I'm quite sure the players or the owners didn't lock themselves in for 10 years without having an out maybe at year 8 or year
right,
9 so they can go back to the table because the cap is only going up. I had some people, looked into the cap. We talking about all the revenues that come in. The cap got a escalate on it. So I don't care how much revenue come in. The cap is not going to go up no more than 20%. That's the max it can go up in a year. I don't care how much revenue come in. It's like an escalator scale. So the owners already know when they sign contracts, man, this business, they already know basically what the cap gonna be for the next 10 years. If
Oh,
it
for
goes
sure.
up this amount, they already know what it's gonna be. So they structure their contracts to know how they're gonna fall and for the next 10 years. So I think the Cowboys have done a great job. I was really hard on them until they made the trades because if you look at them without the trades, guys, it
We're
was
in
the
the same
exact
place.
same. They did the
yeah,
exact same thing
it's the
last year.
same thing.
We're in the
Same
same
thing.
place.
The same thing.
So
The same.
We're in the same, and that's
yeah,
what I
so
tell a lot of people. We ain't really do nothing in free agency. We just made 2
Right.
trades. You know what I'm saying? We ain't pick up no free agent.
Right. I mean, and that's what it is. They said we don't. But still, I will say this about Baby Nuts though. He stayed true to what he be saying. He said we're building through
He
the
do.
draft, we're signing our own, and we ain't gonna be big time players in free agency. And he has not deviated from that, not one moment. Not since he's really kind of really been running, he has not deviated from what he said with that. But as I said before, this to me, when they got rid of Kellen Moore, that signified, okay, this might be more all in because, as I said before, the Joneses did not want to get rid of Kellen Moore. They said it. Steven said, that wasn't our decision. That was Mike McCarthy. So I just feel like Mike McCarthy said, I got 2 years left on my deal. I'm trying to, y'all need to, we trying to figure this out. So if you want me to really do this, you need to give me everything I need. And so that's when I feel like they're like, okay, well, Kellen Moore, I don't want Kellen Moore because he said, I don't want Kellen Moore. And then now I need me some players, dog. And boom. All right, we made this trade. We ain't get killed on it. We made this trade. We ain't get killed on it. We re-signed these players. Now go ahead and do it. That's what I feel like this is. This is an in my opinion, from Dallas because when I see how Mike McCarthy still only got 2 years left and they're trying to get a Super Bowl now, this is the all in to me.
right, and and this is not a conspiracy thing. I believe this is true. What I'm about to say. The Cooper was not here because of Kellen Moore. Because all the problems that we saw with this offense about the stick routes, the butt hooks, the blandness of this. Cooper is a very cerebral guy, a very smart guy, and he was the only real veteran in that locker room, that receiver room, and he voiced his opinion of what Kellen Moore was doing with this offense. And think back when Jerry started talking about. I remember mid-season of Cooper's last year here when Jerry started talking about, well, receivers need to run the correct yardage on their routes and all this. Where was he getting that from? He had to be getting that from Kellen
Right.
Moore. So he had already set the seed into Jerry them thinking, I could do it with other guys. Cooper's a cancer in this locker room. I could do it with other guys. That McCarthy knew that. I believe McCarthy knew that. No, that's not the way to go. But he allowed them to listen to Kellen, and when that didn't turn out right, he came back and used that same thing against Kellen when he was talking about he was the guy that told you that we
That's
need Cooper.
why That's why, in my opinion, when everybody was like, "You the head coach, how come you not jumping in?" Remember, we would get frustrated and be like, "Why Kellen Moore doing this? Why doesn't Mike McCarthy get in there and tell him to stop doing that?" Because I feel like Mike McCarthy was like, "This is your guy, so let your guy figure it out and let your guy do it." Because if I go in there and help, it ain't gonna be me. You're still gonna praise Kellen. You get what I'm saying? So I gotta let Kellen fall and die by himself. Y'all got to see it's not going to continue to keep working. Well, y'all got Kellen, but you heard what he said. Hey, we got all kind of offense, but that ain't winning the game. That's what he was basically saying
Right.
when Kellen Moore was gone. So he was basically telling you, well, it's all great. We got all these stats, but did we win the Super Bowl? Did we win the big game? So that's why he don't need to
Right.
be here. And that's what he was saying without saying it in the media. That's what he was saying to everybody, and that's why he let him die by himself. I'm gonna let him fall on the sword. I ain't gonna help it because if I help it, he gonna stay here, right? If he would have helped and jumped in, they would have kept Kellen Moore. They would have never been like, "Oh, we ain't getting rid of it because it's too good." He had to let that happen himself, and he had to keep his hands away from it so I could be able to control all this stuff on my own. And I feel like that's what it is now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
Yep. And I
and
think
that
that's
was a
why we kept
dangerous
Quinn.
game.
I think that's why.
Huh?
I think that my bad. I think that's why Quinn came back
Because
too.
he probably,
Quinn
yeah,
knew
he
that.
knew Kellen Moore because
Yeah.
them,
Quinn was not going to come back and Kellen Moore was still
yeah,
here.
I feel
I
you.
can tell you
Yeah,
that.
I agree.
He wouldn't come
Yeah.
back
I
because what Kellen Moore offense was not hurt Quinn's defense. And what I say when I say that is I've been preaching all year. Y'all might have caught me on when Boss Cow will be doing our live. I had a keys to victory started from the beginning of the season and they stayed for the whole year. And if you hit those keys, offenses and defenses, we won every game. But when in middle part of the season when I was saying that we was losing time possession and we were still winning games, but we were losing time possession, I said that we were wearing our defense out. And when you wear our defense out, you're gonna have a lull in the middle of the season. And I think our defense got their second win when you got to the end of the season, right? But that middle part of playing 35 minutes on the field wore us out. So I think that I hear everybody talking about how bad the defensive line is. Um, in my experience, fellas, is this: if you are really bad on the run, they're gonna run on you every game. There is not gonna be a game where you're gonna give up 30 yards and then give up 200 yards, and then you're gonna give it to. It came down. If you remember back in the season, and I got some personal insight from I know the Fowlers, right?
mm-hmm.
Some personal insight that a lot of question was about our defensive end setting the edge. And quarterbacks was killing us, man. We think about it. We was the worst defense on quarterbacks in the league. We had a couple of quarterbacks, I mean, and in the round runs and receiver reverses, we just got killed on those plays a lot. Where it made our run, when you get a guy to get 30 or 40 yards, that makes you look bad. But when teams run the ball 40 times and get 150 yards, I'm like Quinn. That's to me that's not bad because it take you 40 attempts. So I believe again, and I've been saying this before. We've been talking about D line. But I really think the real fix is a downhill attacking linebacker. If we fix that part, we'll be a much better team. But I, like you said earlier, big game. I'm so excited for Clark. Look at his metrics, his plan for the tap. He rated what the best for the his snaps, the best rated by PFF, the best rated rookie linebacker. This played 300 some snaps, had the same half the tackles the LVE had, and seven pass breakups, two forced fumbles, and three tackles for loss. And you this guy that never played, he didn't put on pass till what week 7
Mm-hmm.
or week
Mm-hmm.
8. So, and we understand he's learning, and the measurables for him is off the charts, man. For be so big and so fast, I just don't want, even though we might not get Bob Wagner, I don't want his playing time to be cut because I think the upside of him is even better than LVE top
Oh
half.
yeah, it's not even close. His upside, the more, and like I said, the thing is, if you got him with doing what he did now at that short of a period of time, if you get him in a whole off season with this defense, even for more familiar, how
Ooh,
much better is he going to be in year 2? And he's that type of player because of what you saw what he did at LSU. He got better and better, and then he eventually just became like the leader of that defense and at LSU. That's because that's why he got the number 18. So I could see that transitioning. That's what we loved about him as well, was that leadership qualities, what he brought on the field. And that's just going to make him when he could command the defense. That's what we want. Somebody who could command that defense, like you said, come downhill and can free up other guys to be able to do their job as well. So it is going to be huge. So we get ready to close it out, Mr. Coach. But I want to get your last
yeah.
kind of thoughts on, do you think the Cowboys, before we head into this draft, do you think they are done in our last kind of, as we close this out? Do you think the Cowboys are done, or do you think they're going to make another move, or do you think they're done and let's go right into the draft and let's just make it happen in the draft?
I heard 2 days ago that Fowler and Hankins was going to be the last. Everything else is going to be offense, and that comes from very good inside information. That what they were doing. Everything else is going offense. Those are the last pieces, and they're going to wait on Hankins. They're not really so pressed to get a big one tech because they can wait on that. There's going to be some one techs. I agree with I know what Hankins is a veteran player. He might be close to retirement. He's not going anywhere. The Cowboys, what the Cowboys are offering him, he know that money's still gonna be there. They're not offering him no more. They're not offering nobody. Ain't nobody getting over $3 to $4 million offers. So he probably don't want to do no training camp. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so that would be there because he know he's gonna be a rotational player. They're gonna rotate some guys in there, so those guys will be there. And they're gonna be looking for some guys doing the. They probably get some doing the draft, but I think right now that they're locked in. I think they want to go into this draft with about $20 million like they did last year on cap room, and they probably maybe spend that because you never know when you may have an injury or you have to do something to spend some money. So they're in a good spot, and we should think that they're in a good spot. It's all gonna come now, big game. It's gonna come down to one thing. We can continue. I think we have enough players. I thought we had enough players
Yeah,
last
I
year.
agree.
It's gonna come down now. There's enough groceries in the kitchen. It's gonna come down to these coaches now preparing a meal that's gonna last 21 weeks, and it may have to stretch sometimes, but they gotta prepare a big enough meal and a satisfying meal to stretch for 21 weeks to get you to the point. And they gotta put it together. They gotta stress some guys. They gotta have a more tougher training camp this coming training camp because you got to train like you're winning the Super Bowl. So that means you got to put it all in it. I don't want. That's the next move I want to see McCarthy gonna do. We can't have camp cupcake. If we want to be champions, we got to practice like champions. So it's all about putting it together. And then when you get on the field, big game, it's about making the plays. And last year in the playoff game, I don't think the game plan was great for the offense, which I've been saying, but when the plays was there on defense and offense, by players, we didn't make the play. So that's where it's gonna come about. And a big game, man. Like I said, man, keep on pushing, man. I really appreciate what you do for these high school kids, man. Continue to do that. Do some follow ups on these guys because we were, very enamored by these kids, man. And let them know that you still follow when they making their moves to other schools because it's very important that these youth get the coverage they need because a lot of them don't get the coverage, and it's hard for high school kids now to get a chance with this transfer portal.
Yeah.
It's hard for high school kids to get on big name teams because the transfer portal taking up so many of the spots. So your coverage on the man, I salute that man and keep on pushing, brother.
Hey, I definitely appreciate it on that. Matter of fact, I got another interview coming tomorrow. I'm going to drop tomorrow, and I got a couple guys right now that are really turning up the heat as far as getting recruiting. In some big Power Five schools. One of the guys, Kobe Williams, he's going to be a guy. Like you're going to remember that name. Like some of these kids, I said you're going to remember their names later on, and make sure you check it out because they were on here and we talked about them. So yes, I love doing it. We got a interview tomorrow with the quarterback Silas Quarter, so I can't wait to do it. And we appreciate you. I appreciate you in the community, dog. I love the support that you give to all of us out there in these streets, man. The wisdom and the knowledge that you come with is impeccable. And anytime we do this, because we're going to do this every Wednesday at 8 p.m., every time we do this, you're always welcome to jump back on here so we can always talk good football, all right?
Hey man, and what did I tell y'all, man? Jalen High wasn't no 4-3.
Hey, you ain't lying, right? You wasn't lying. Hey. So as soon as you was telling me, but as soon as I say, hey, I'm with Coach. As soon as Coach is saying this, anything he's saying about Jalen Hyde, I believe. And when you say, hey, Jalen ain't like that, I said, see, I told you that's what Coach said. So that's what I'm rolling with too. You feel me?
All right, big
All right,
game,
man.
man. Appreciate it,
We
brother.
appreciate you too. So, hey, we're going to talk to everybody for the big game, James. We're going to talk to you, powered by JJAANN. Two J's, two A's, two N's. We'll be back at it next Wednesday. Make sure you download that app from your PC, from your Android, or your tablet. You can download that app at any time. We'll be doing this every Wednesday, live call-in show, talking about whatever. And I'll be asking you, the fan, to be on here and give your thoughts and your views on the Dallas Cowboys and the state of. So for Big Game James, everybody in the building, appreciate all the donations. Appreciate all the support and all the love that you give. We'll be talking to you soon. The final word draft is going down tomorrow. We're doing a full, I think, 7-round mock draft. Make sure you're in there for that. And the Best of Enemies podcast is back. We missed it last week, but we got some good stuff to talk about because them Eagles going through some stuff over there. Yeah, they brought a cornerback back, but they going through some stuff over there. So we'll be able to talk with Joe Castro, my dog, Best of Enemies podcast tomorrow, as well as the final word draft show. Good stuff going on. And I got an interview with the quarterback, Silas Corridor from high school. I had him on there. He was a super soft this past season. He's going into his junior year. Got his Darius Washington. Got a lot of guys coming up as well. So make sure you check it in and keep on support. Give a like, a follow, all that good stuff. Big Game James. I'm out.